Good morning everyone, welcome to the Excitech BIM 360 surgery. Today is surgery number 8. Can you believe it? We've been going 2 months. Hope you're all very well this beautiful sunny day, and let's crack on with the surgery. So today the surgery is, I'm sort of taking it back to basics a little bit, and we're going to look at, because I get asked quite a lot about how to create a project and how to create custom roles within the project. So I'm currently in the Excitech 360 hub. You will see that I'm in the account admin. I'm an account administrator on this account, so when I go into the project directory you will see that I have the add project button, and it really is as simple as hover over to the button, left click it, and this creates the project profile. So in here you're just prompted with a dialog box where you fill out the necessary fields. So you just add a simple project, so I'm going to call this project BIM 360 surgery. Then you have a prompt to say whether it is valid. It will be invalid if you're repeating the name of another project. Then we select the project type, and you will see you've got a series of drop downs where you can categorize. Now this is best used when you're using the analytics and the reporting side of things. So for this I'm just going to say this is going to be a convention center, and then we have a drop down for the construction type. I'm going to say this is new, and then we can fill out a project value and then set the currency. So I'm going to go with the pound, and then we have a contract type. I'm going to say, let's say this is a design and build job, and then we can start to define the project start and end dates. So you click the dialog box, and then you can pick a start date and then project end date. I'm going to go as 2022, and it's going to be March the 7th. You can then assign a project job number. So here I'm going to go EXC1234, and then depending on the way that your hub is set up, you can see in Excitech we've split it into professional services, and then we've got accounts and admin. So I sit within the professional services division. So pretty much basic stuff all about the project. I would advise you to fill out everything. The more information you put in at this stage, the more that you can get out on the reporting and analytical side of things. You can then define a project image. You can see it takes JPEGs, GIFs, PNGs, bitmaps, but it has a max size of 4 megabytes. What you're really looking for is just a thumbnail that will represent the project. So I'm just going to click browse, and I'm going to pick our BIM 360 surgery logo, and it will just add it in to the project image. And then you have a project address, so this will help with the map tile. So if you're a bit silly like me and you've forgotten the Excitech address, so I'm just going to go to the website. You will see that we have our address here, so I'm just going to copy the postcode, and that will be our postcode here. And then we look at the, let's say it's 8 Kinetic Crescent, and we just pop that in there. And then I can change the country, let's say United Kingdom, and I can also set the project time zone. So select the drop down and then just set it to the time zone that you're in. So let's say we're in the Greenwich Mean Time there, and then you can set the field project language, and it really is as simple as that. Fill out all the dialog boxes, all the drop downs, and then simply click save and continue. When we hit save and continue, it will take us to the next phase. So once you set the project up, what you then must do is activate the associated services. So this is basically the different BIM 360 modules. So whether it be docs, project management, cost management, design collaboration, and then you've got glue, field and plan. So as a default, we must have at least one project admin assigned to a service. So to activate a service, I'm going to start with docs. So I click activate, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So because we're going to set up docs, what we can do is we can select an existing template project. You can see it will actually go down through all the projects that Excitech have, and what it will do is it will replicate that folder structure that you've set up. So you can see I could pick any one of these and run through it, but for now I'm not going to copy a project. I'm going to assign a project administrator. So you can see it's looking for a name or an email, so I'm just going to type my name. You can see I've got some dodgy autofill settings. I'm going to try and get beyond that autofill. You'll see here that I can pick the two users, so I'm going to pick my Excitech one, and I'm going to assign myself to a company. So you can see that as I'm typing, you can see all the different Excitech companies come in. So I'm going to pick Excitech 360. You will tell it says that the email is valid and I'm a defined user, so I'm going to click save, and you will now see that I appear as the project admin. You will see up the top left it's activating, and then it becomes active after a couple of seconds, where you can simply hide it, and you will see that the status of document management is now active. All I need to do is basically assign one service, and then I can create the project. But while I'm here, I may as well add in the other services. So if I want to look at the project management, I can then choose myself again, and then assign myself the company that I work for, and then I click save, and again it will activate that service. Now you can put in multiple people to be the admins. They can also be different people within the system. If we look at cost management, again, same situation. You assign the user, assign them to a company that they're working for, and then simply click save. Same principle with design collaboration. Again, very simple steps. You add the user, select from the drop down, and then assign them to the company that they work for. So once I've got all my services that I need, so I'm not going to do glue, field or plan. Actually I can do glue if I wish. You will see that when you do glue, there's classic, which is the original old stuff, and then we've got the new model coordination. And this, you will see it also, to activate model coordination, it needs to have docs activation, which I've got. So I'm going to go new model coordination, and then same principle of assigning myself a company, and then click save. So now you will see that the BIM 360 glue has actually been replaced by the new module, which is model coordination. So once we're happy, I'm not going to do field or plan. I click finish, and that will then create the project. So you can search the project up here, so we can go project BIM 360, and you will see there we have project BIM 360 surgery. So if we click into it, we now go in to the project admin. So this is where you will see that if we select the little tile to the top left, you'll see all the services that I activated now appear as project tiles. So if I didn't activate, let's say, the cost management, it simply wouldn't be visible here. So once I've got the project created, you will see that I have inherited all the project administration roles. What I can now do is I can start to add other people into the project. So I'm going to click add, and all you need to do is enter the name or email address. So I'm going to pick myself again. So I've got myself added with a Gmail address. I can click select, and you will see that I can now add myself. I can give myself a company, and I can also give myself a role. Now we're going to come to roles shortly. You'll see that it's automatically found that in this instance I'm a document manager, but if I select in here, you will see that I can pick a range of different roles. The idea behind the roles is that as we pick a different role, it will assign a different set of security features that you'll see that when I click, I can activate whether I am got no access, or whether I'm the project admin, whether I've got just a member of these services. So you can see I've got no access to any service, so I must select at least one. If you click on hover over, you'll see this is the doc service. I can be a member, or I can be not a member, or I can be the admin. So depending on the role. So if this is my Gmail address, I'm going to make myself a member and then I add to the project. So you will now see that we've got both myself, one on my Gmail, one on my Excitech, but under my Excitech role I have got full administration rights, and I'm also going to allow myself access to the Insight. You will see that the Gmail address has got different sets of permissions. So if I add another role in, so I'm going to pick my colleague Carl, I'm going to select and add him to the project. He is part of the sales team. He can have a particular role, and he's not going to be project admin, but he will have access to Insight, and I only want him to, let's say, see project, documents and model coordination. And then I click add to project, and now we have 3 different people. But when we start to look at the role side of things, when you pick it, there may be a role that's not quite existing in your company yet. So this is sort of out of the box as such. So Autodesk give you all these, and some are quite Americanized, which is great if you're in America, like a superintendent and stuff like that. So we may want to go in and create our own. So once we've got the project up and running, if we select the dots on the top left, if I go to the account admin, now you need to be an administrator to do this. So this is back where we started, where we added the project, but if we look at the tabs at the top, you will see that we have a new one called roles. So if we click in there, you will see this brings up a matrix of all the roles, and you're probably starting to get the idea. So each role has a set of permissions associated with it. So what I can do is you can look at all the existing roles. So if I say superintendent, you can actually change what they can do, and you can also click the dots over here and you can remove that person. So let's say I don't use what this VDC manager is, so I can select it and click remove, and that role has now gone. You will see it's been removed, and I'm now left with 36 roles. So if I want to add a new one in, you can say enter role to add. So I'm just going to go BIM 360 surgery. You will see that if it already exists, it will list in the list, but in this instance it doesn't. So I can go create a new role, and then I can go add, and we now have a new role added to the system. So then when we've got the role, let's go in and assign the permission. So I'm going to say that the BIM person that has a job role of BIM 360 surgery can have project admin access, and they can have access to this, and we're not going to give them cost management, and we're going to give them design coordination. Or we can simply say actually they're not admin, they're just going to be a user. So I'm going to give them Insight, docs, take off project management, and I'm going to just give them model coordination. So they've got Insight, docs and model coordination. So now if I click back, once my new role has been created, I can click into the projects, and if I find the new project that I've created, which is here, so this is the new surgery project, you will see that we've got the 3 members, and in here under the roles, if I select the drop down, remove document management, you will now see that our new role now exists for BIM 360 surgery, and we can simply go in and assign that role to each person that we need, and it's as simple as that. So you add the new project and then project admin, and we can click into here, account admin, and into the roles tab, and you can simply add in the role that you want. So in this instance, not to mess up our existing projects or job roles, I'm just going to take that back out and then click remove, and that role is now removed. So you can basically go in and build all the roles that are applicable to your project or applicable to your company, and then when you're starting the project, assign the user and then assign them the applicable role. So it's a real quicker way of getting the permissions and the access right based upon what they do. So that's pretty much it for surgery number 8. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any ideas, topics that you would like me to cover in future surgeries, just give me a shout out on LinkedIn or Twitter, or contact any of the Excitech technical team or sales team. They'll be more than happy to give that feedback back to me, and we can hopefully show something and help you with your BIM 360 project. So once again, thank you very much. Hope you all have an awesome Friday, and hopefully the weather stays good for the weekend, and I'll catch you all again next week.